This is P2, percentages of a quantity. So quite often you'll need to find a percentage of a given amount. So let's have a look at 10% of 54. 10% is a crucial one to know because we can simply divide the number by 10. So if we do 54 divided by 10, that will be 5.4. And of course, because it's money, we need to give our answer in the same format. So it will be £5.40. So dividing a number by 10 gives you 10%. And we can use that fact to do problem number 2. So 20% of £720. So we could think about this as 10% of 720, and that would be 72. And then another 10% of 720 would be another 72. So altogether that makes up 20%, and then we can add up our 10%. So 7 and 7 is 14, so 144. So the final answer would be £144. And we can apply the same idea to the next problem. We could find 10% and 10% to make 20. And then we could do half of 10% to find 5%. But another interesting fact is that 25% is the same as a quarter, because a quarter is 0.25, and 0.25 as a percentage is 25%. So we could actually find a quarter of this number. So 1,200 divided by 4. Perhaps the easiest way to think about this is half it and half it again. So that would be 300, or 4s into 12 goes 3 with the 2 zeros. So it's £300. So multiple ways of tackling that one. The last one, we've got 6% of 30. So 6 is a little bit harder to do, but if we break it down the same way, we'll be able to get there. So I'm going to start with 10%, and I know we don't directly need 10%, but this will be helpful. So 10% of 30 is 3, and that will help us to get 5%. So 5% of 3, so we have to half it. So half of 3, think of your money, half of £3 is £1.50, so 1.5. And then we need to make 6%. So if we had 1%, that would be really helpful. So when we do 1%, we divide it by 100. Or you can divide it by 10 and then divide it by 10 again. Because I've already got 10%, which is 3, I'm just going to divide it one more time. So 3 divided by 10 is 0.3. So 1% of 30 is 0.3. So now I know that 5% is 1.5, and I know that 1% is 0.3. I can add those two together. My 6% is equal to 1.8. And it will be 1.8 meters, because that's the unit of the problem. And I shall see you in P3.